How's it going, everyone? Let's take a look at what's new in the warehouse this week. We're gonna start with a Trilogy drop that I'm pretty excited about. First off, over here we have the Explorer, but it's not your average everyday Explorer. These are Chameleon Explorers. The Explorer is kind of like a T-Bird-esque disc, and this Chameleon plastic should make it nice and overstable. Feels incredible, and then it's also like, not reactive in the light, but like pearly in the light. So like as the light hits it, it'll like have blues and purples and stuff come through, and it kind of almost like color shifts in the light. It's a super cool plastic, got that Ricky signature and the Ricky logo on it. If you are looking for a new fairway driver or you're an Explorer thrower, definitely check these out. We also have a brand new mid from Trilogy, from Latitude 64, in their Royal Line plastic, the Trust. This, I'm gonna say it.
Say it.
Yeah, I can say this is 100%. This is the best feeling mid Trilogy's ever put out. It's not even close. It is a little bit deeper than their average Trilogy mid. It doesn't have that board flat top that is what I kind of have problems with a lot of times with Trilogy mids. It has like a slight shoulder to it. And Trevor's thrown it before. From what he says, it essentially flies a lot like a Buzz, but it feels incredible in my hand, and I absolutely love the Royal Line plastic. So the Trust is something that if you're looking for that dependable straight mid, you like the Royal Line plastic, you've seen the Grace and the Rive and all of that in, check out the Trust. I don't think you're gonna be disappointed. And the final disc from Trilogy that I wanna go over this week is the Lucid Air Vandal. So the Vandal by nature is a relatively straight fairway driver, so the Air is just gonna make it easier for you to get this disc up to speed, meaning if you throw the Vandal typically, it's just gonna act a little bit less stable. But if you're a newer player and you're looking just to step into that fairway driver slot, the Vandal is a good option for that in the Lucid Air plastic. This one, for instance, is 158 grams. It just makes it where it's way easier to get the disc up to speed, so it'll fly a lot like how you see the pros throw the Vandal. Lucid Air plastic's a great option for that. It feels just as good as their Lucid plastic. It looks a little bit more opaque because you can see like all the air bubbles in it. That's how they reduce the weight. But yeah, Lucid Air Vandal's got a few different color options here, and the weight range a little bit. This one's also 158. As I say, the weight range, you're probably gonna pull out 3 158s. Yep, that's exactly what I did. But hey, they're all lightweight, and they're just for you on the site.
Here's the thing. All you disc maniacs that abandoned Discmania once they weren't being made by Innova anymore, it's time for you to walk back into the light and understand that Discmania's plastic right now is absolutely sick, okay? I'm gonna show you a few things today. First of all, I'm gonna show you the Razor Claw 3. Look at this meta plastic. Look how sick that is. Look how reflective that is. Okay, look at it in the purple. Unreal. Like nobody else is making plastic like this. This is so sick. Razor Claw 3 is for those of you who like that more overstable approach disc. I would say these are a little more stable and a little slower than like a Zone. So if you need something that dumps a little more, great option. A new release we've got, same plastic, the Iron Samurai 4. If you've never thrown these Iron Samurai MD3s, MD3 is historically just one of the best mid-ranges on the market. These things are sweet. They start out really nice and reliably stable, and then as you beat them in, they become a very good like dead straight mid-range. They're just like a mid that you can have a bunch of them in your bag. This stamp is super sick. These are actually very popular, so if you're gonna want to get these ones pretty quick before they sell out. And they are obviously a limited run. These won't be around forever. Eventually there'll be an Iron Samurai 5, and you're going to be the people that said, hey, I had the 4. That was the sick run, you know? So we still have a bunch of those in stock right now. And then another limited run, we've got Cloudbreakers in right now. We have actually a really cool selection. We've got 2 main colors here. We've got these orange swirly ones, and then we've also got these awesome like smoke colored ones, the gray swirls. This one has a nice gold stamp. Cloudbreaker, like, I know a lot of people talk about these and say like, oh, you know, they're kind of just a hype disc. It's just a DD3. I will say like, somebody who didn't have a ton of experience with them, but then started throwing them like last year, Cloudbreakers just go so far. Like they're like my distance disc of choice. Like if I'm just trying to throw something massive, like huge Anheuser, like S lines, or like just a big pushing hyzer or something, like this is what I want to throw. Like these things go so far, they feel great, and they're just very exciting discs.
All right, as we take a journey over next to Carson, he's putting all these discs on the site, working hard so that when you get to the site, they're all there for you. We have pretty much a full MVP restock going up, but I want to highlight 2 specific discs right now, mainly one being the Glitch, the ever so popular hybrid catch disc that's PDGA legal and is a ton of fun to throw. This thing says it has 7 glide. I'm not usually a sucker for glide, but I'd give it 7 glide. That makes a lot of sense. Dead straight, nice and bumpy. Watch this, Trevor. Back. That could be you and a friend if you owned the glitch. If you did that with a disc, your hand's hurting now. Not with the glitch. You got a bunch of different colors hitting the sight. Also, hitting the sight is one of my all-time favorite flippy mids, the UPLINK. This thing's been in my bag for a while now. I've thrown some of my favorite hyzer flip to slow turn shots with it. Super controllable in the woods and in the open. You just change how far you want it to flip up and go right by how much hyzer you put on it. Incredible mid. If you don't feel like you have the arm speed quite for it, you can throw the Paradox, but if you're throwing the Paradox and you're like, man, this thing's just a little bit too flippy for what I want, which is exactly what happened to me, the UPLINK is the disc you're looking for. A little bit faster, a little bit more comfortable in the hand, and definitely more stable than the Paradox while still being plenty flippy to get all those cool trick shots you could ever want. Again, a bunch of different colors on the site. In the MVP family, we also have Mint discs, which Mint is a completely separate company but made by MVP. We have a bunch of Mint discs on the site. They're a very underrated company. People don't really know about them, but the Phoenix just dropped. This is their overstable fairway control driver. It feels incredible. I haven't had a chance yet to throw it to see how overstable it is, but from what I've heard, it kind of like is in that Firebird-esque category. And I'll be honest with you, if that's true, if that's what this disc does, this is going to my bag because this is the best feeling disc in that category that I've ever put my hands on. So I got to see how overstable it is actually in the field, but this thing feels incredible. Even if it just flies like a PD, it might kick the PD out of my bag. Plus, like, look at the like metal flakes in this. I don't know if you can get it, but it's like gold, red, and blue all in there. Like, it's not like if you've seen MVP's like glimmer rim, that's what this whole disc is, which is wild looking to me because normally when you see metal flake, you're just looking at one color. This is like they dumped glitter into this plastic and it looks incredible. So still have a few Phoenixes on the site. They're probably going to start moving faster and faster as people get them in and realize how good they are. So if you're looking to pick up a new overstable fairway driver, I would check that out and actually just check out all of Mint's lineup because they got some great discs and people aren't really throwing them yet.
If you haven't looked into Clash Discs yet, this is a new and upcoming company that you're probably missing out on. I can't blame you. They're brand new to the game, but hey, now's your chance to try it out. Clash Discs, we recently got a restock. A lot of it sold pretty quick, but we still have a really good selection here. We've got discs like the Salt, the Popcorn, the Pepper, the Mint. This is one for all you guys that are like trying out new approach discs kind of in that zone-ish slot. That's what the Mint is for you. One of my personal favorites here, and this is actually one that I got to see on display. Recently, I was at a tournament in Vegas, and one of the pros there, Jacob Cordis, was throwing the Cookie. This is a slightly overstable fairway, and he was just bombing this all over the place, and people kept asking him, like, was that a T-bird? Was that a T-bird? Kept saying it was a Cookie. So, honestly, I might have to give this one another try. I've thrown it once before. Another great disc from them is the Ginger. This is kind of a little bit faster, more like kind of a Thunderbird. Look at this, first run right there. A lot of this Clash Disc stuff is still in its first run, so you can get kind of the collectability of that. All of this plastic is like super good. Like this is like, you see a lot of new companies come into play, and some of them are just a little below industry standard because they're brand new. Clash, they jumped right in, and this stuff it's really up to spec. It's very nice, feels great. They have really fun names. Obviously, they're like all like food and flavor related, which is a good time. So if you haven't checked out Clash Discs, we still have a bunch on our site, but they're very popular. They have sort of a cult following and they go quick. So make sure to grab one. All right, that's all we've got in the warehouse preview for this week. We will see you again next Friday.